From StubHub Center in Carson, California, welcome to LA Galaxy 2 action. Tonight, Galaxy 2 looks to host USL's West top team, or the USL West top team, Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Hello again and welcome. Joe Totino here alongside Christian Miles. Thank you for joining us tonight. Tonight marks the second time these clubs meet in the 2016 season. The first meeting, a 3-2 Galaxy 2 victory, that on May the 4th. Colorado Springs, though, comes in as the top team in the West at 7-2-1, 22 points. They also have the best defense in the entire United Soccer League, having conceded just 7 goals this season and are currently riding a 5-game unbeaten streak. Galaxy 2 have the top offense in the league, though, finding the net 27 times over 13 games so far. They are led up by Captain Jack McBean, who scored 11 goals on the campaign, and that is tops in the USL. Let's meet tonight's officials. The referee for tonight is Alex Chilowitz. His assistants are Eduardo Jeff and Cecilia Valero. The fourth official is Shane Dembelli. When we come back, we'll have the first 11 for both teams. Galaxy 2 home against Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. It is coming up next. Stay with us.
Try to find the lane here for Boateng. He does. He finds him. Boateng brings it through. Score! Mike McGee! Good ball. Dos Santos now into Zardes. Boateng scores! It is 3-1 Galaxy. Dos Santos fires. Scores! It is 4-1. And he'll find Gerard. Gerard now from 22 on his left foot. Takes it in towards goal, fires, and he scores! Steven Gerrard makes it 5-2 in favor of the LA Galaxy. This one has come to an end. The LA Galaxy 5-2 winners over Real Salt Lake. Boateng, another one, great run into the area. Was he brought down? No. Dos Santos fires! Scores!
And we welcome you back to the Track and Field Stadium at StubHub Center tonight. A cool night right in front of summer where the Galaxy 2 are home against Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. And joining me in the booth, of course, is Christian Miles. Christian, welcome. Let's take a look at the first 11. First, the visiting team, Colorado Switchbacks FC.
Well, it's going to be an interesting first 11, and this is a team that really doesn't chop and change too much. Gorick has been ever present in goal. Keep an eye on Jordan Burt at right back as well as Josh Suggs at left back. They like to overlap and get involved in the attack. But, of course, their top goal scorer is the number 9, their Northern Irishman, Marty Mabin, with 5 goals on the campaign. But scoring goals isn't what this Colorado Springs Switchback team is all about. They're about not conceding goals, and one of the best defensive records in the USL right now, having conceded just a slight matter of 7 times in their first 10 games. And it's a big test to see how the Galaxy can break down this really stingy defense.
Now, they got them the first time, 3-2 on May the 4th, so we'll see if the Galaxy can do that here tonight as well. For the home team, LA Galaxy 2, let's take a look at that first 11 here. And there's going to be some changes, and I know we'll get into that.
Yes, indeed, and I just had a chance to catch up with head coach Kurt Analfo, and due to the big U.S. Open Cup clash against La Machina on Tuesday, some wholesale changes in defense. We're going to see Payeras come in, no David Rami. Lina Shani will pair with him in the heart of that back four. Nathan Smith, of course, returning at right back, and Alejandro Covarrubias coming back in that familiar holding role. Rio Fuji, the last time we saw him here at the Track and Field Stadium, 2 goals against Arizona United. Jaime Villarreal comes in. His brother is going to be rested due to that U.S. Open Cup clash, and Jack McBean what else can you say about him? 11 goals and 2 assists, the top marksman in the entire USL right now. And his partnership with Ethan Zubak is slowly blossoming. And Kurt Analfo telling me he likes what he sees out of Zubak. He's big, strong, and fast, able to get in behind. It's a formidable duo up top for Los Dos.
Let's talk about the two players to spotlight for these teams. That's Jack McBean, 11 goals so far this season, has taken over as the captain of this team. The responsibility is on his shoulders, and you see him blossoming more and more, don't you?
You do, and it's his 5th year in the organization, and it's time for Jack McBean to blossom. And after talking with Kurt Analfo, he said, you know, he's hit another gear this year, not just on what you see on the pitch, but what you see off the pitch. He's providing more leadership. His hold-up play has improved much better, getting a little bit closer to goal, and that's what you see him already doubling last year's output with 11 goals, only scoring 5 times last year. He seems to have clicked, and that's only spelling good things. And Analfo telling me, yeah, perhaps Bruce Arena taking a good look at Jack McBean may reintegrate himself back into the first-team situation, but still wants to get the job done here at the USL level.
Sure, I think he's close to being able to accept that invite should it come from Bruce.
Indeed,
right?
And just providing another option. We've seen a lot of these players make that jump up, and certainly we saw it with McBean earlier in his career a few years ago. He is capable. The question is finding consistency, and that's what he's discovered this year, unlike his previous 4 in the organization.
For the visitors, Marty Mabin, you mentioned the fact he's their leading goal scorer. We'll be keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, indeed, and Mabin's an interesting striker here. The Northern Irishman likes to start wide on the left. He can cut inside. It's a 4-3-3 sort of setup, but with interchangeable parts. Leading the line is going to be Mike Seth, and Miguel Gonzalez, the speedy winger, on the right. But Mabin, he likes to drift inside, and that will make room on the left-hand side for some of these fullbacks to whip crosses in, but he seems to be at the right place at the right time. A true poacher in the European sense of the word. 5 goals and 1 assist. And Mike Seth is starting to hit his stride as well with 3 strikes thus far this season. But their ability to link is going to be paramount. But don't expect them to come out and possess like they did last week in their match at USL. This is a team we expect to see sitting back a bit and hit on the counterattack.
Another name we'll be talking about tonight, and a guy who's always on the possession for them, is Luke Vercoloni, and he'll be in the middle of the park for the most part. He's listed on our lineup as a forward, but we'll see him in the middle of the park.
Yeah, at Vercoloni, we'll see how he finds that partnership. We're going to see Tae-Song Kim, the South Korean, in that holding number 6 role just in front of that back 4, and Vercoloni is going to have a chance to play underneath Seth and try and be that bridge or that link between the midfield and attack. Definitely got their work cut out for him, because this Los Dos team, even though they don't have a lot of their first team players, a chance for these young kids to run out, they're going to be tough to break down.
This would be a very good test for LA Galaxy 2 here tonight. Second meeting between these two clubs this season. The Galaxy took the first one on May the 4th by a count of 3-2. We will now pause for the presentation of tonight's national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Nice crowd on hand for this one tonight, as one of these two teams will either remain in first place or take over first place in the USL West. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, they come in first place right now, but a Galaxy victory tonight, and they will take over the top spot.
Yeah, indeed, a lot to play for here. Both teams, as you mentioned at the top of the show here, on very good form. LA with 2 draws and a win. They're trying to find those back-to-back victories and get some consistency going. But this is a Colorado Springs team that a lot of people overlooked here, but now find themselves in first place with 3 points. They can move 3 points clear and take sole possession of first here in the Western Conference. 4 wins and a draw in their last 5. The last time they lost here, Joe, was back on May 4th, right here at the Track and Field Stadium, and what turned out to be a 3-2 thriller. We saw a lot of goals there. We may see some tonight, but what we're getting a chance to see for sure is the future of Los Dos and perhaps the LA Galaxy organization as a whole.
And to see how these young guys can potentially break down the best defensive team in the league. And plus 10 coming in, 17 goals for, 7 goals against for Switchbacks FC. Galaxy 2, 27 goals for, and 19 against for a plus 8 coming into tonight's match. So teams that are matched up very well. And we'll see how Galaxy 2 handles this tonight.
I think that's a really important point that you make here. There's no question. Los Dos can score goals. We all know that. Whether McBean is in there, or it's Ari Lassiter, or Raul Mendiola, or even the likes of Ethan Zubak, who's found the back of the net. The question is, can they put together a solid defensive effort? Now, it's going to be difficult with Romney unavailable tonight, being rested for that U.S. Open Cup clash. A big load to fill for Payeres and Nishanian. But as we all know, when it comes to defending, stability is the cornerstone of success. And when you chop and change like that, it makes things very difficult to have the cohesion and find that understanding that almost has to be on a telepathic basis. That's up to them to find it out. Lena Shanian is going to have to take a leadership role in the back. The good thing, though, the stability and the factor of Clement Diop, who's been absolutely sensational this year. And Kurt Anolfo telling me he can't sing his praises enough. He could be busy, but certainly having that veteran stability back there, Diop, will add to LA's confidence.
We're about ready to get underway here. Galaxy will have the ball to start this one and defend the goal to our right, of course, in their customary dark, the blue uniforms, the blue and gold is Galaxy 2 at home. Switchbacks FC coming in with the all-white with the blue trim. And the match for first place in the USL West is about to get underway.
Be interesting to see with these youngsters out there how they start this game. Certainly there's a lot of butterflies, a great chance to impress. They've been building up to this all week. This is not a situation where players were left out due to injury or last-minute situations. These guys have known about this all week. They've had a chance to prepare and train. We're underway, and we'll see how things get going, but certainly a stern test from the get-go for these young Los Dos players.
It'll be played out of the back, long into the offensive end, cleared back towards midfield. Good work here by the Galaxy defense, able to get it over to the near side. This will be collected. Turnley. Fuji back to Turnley. Spray to the right side here. This ball continues to get away from the defense. Now cleared back into the Galaxy defensive third. Smith will get back. The ball into the area, cleared out. Settle down a little bit. Early moments here. Covarrubias. He'll knock it long, looking for Jack McBean. Plenty of defense back. It'll come back to the goalkeeper. Collected there by Gorick. Jaime Villarreal. Zubak. He'll find Jack McBean. Get some help here from Covarrubias. McBean decides to go to goal. Got too much of that one. Maybe chipping. I'm not sure exactly what the thought was there, but certainly got too much of it.
Yeah, a little bit speculative, you'd have to say, from Jack McBean, but you'd have to say a jackrabbit start from both of these two, signaling their attacking intentions. Rapid movement around. It looks as though we'll see Zubak just drop off a little bit of McBean. Certainly that will change as this one goes on, but you'd like to see the likes of Jaime Villarreal get a good foothold in the center of the park, and how he forms that partnership with Covarrubias is going to be crucial how LA fares tonight.
Here's Burt. Able to play into the Galaxy defense, broken up for the moment. Nishanian You'll find Covarrubias. Fuji here is the Galaxy able to break out of the zone, trying to go to the left side. Too much on that one. And out for the throw. Galaxy will get this one back. Turnley on the throw in here. McBean. Fuji. Back out for McBean. Jack doing a good job. He'll play it back out. Turnley once again. Payeras. Here's Jaime Villarreal. He scored last game out. In fact, both of the Villarreal brothers scored in the second 45. But Jaime the first one, then Jose the second goal in the game at Sacramento.
And Jaime assisting Jose too, having a hand in both of those goals. He's really blossomed, and Kurt Anolfo telling me that he and McBean far and away a cut above Los Dos' best two players so far this young campaign.
Turnley back out, Nishanian. Fuji comes out to the left side here, collected. Vera back out. It's a good ball here for McBean. He's able to bring it down. Can he get the shot away? He's off.
That was tight. Very, very tight. Looked as though Jack had just checked and held up, but the flag had gone up on that far side. Good ball across, though, and to bypass the midfield and up and over the top. And that's something that's going to be crucial. You want to vary your approach. Sure, you want to keep it on the floor and knock it around, but you can stretch that back line and keep them from shrinking the field too much with a player like McBean going up and over the top.
Look at it one more time here. The ball's already away.
Tough to tell from that angle, but you have to trust the linesman on that occasion. I think that's where something we could see more of from Jack McBean, playing on the last shoulder of that central defender. Doesn't have the pace, that breakneck speed to get in behind, but certainly a big, strong attacker like him. You want to see him occupy those two center backs.
And from a coaching standpoint, you're pretty pleased with that. Even though it's an offside call, you're pleased with the way you're tactically approaching the game. Here come the Galaxy again on the attack. McBean can't get on the end of this one. It'll be cleared back out.
And we're going to see a straight-up 4-4-2 here from the Switchbacks FC. They like to keep it basic, but it's a big test for LA if they can break down one of the league's best defenses in that final third. Sure, it's easy to get goals in the open field. We saw it in the English Premier League with Leicester City, who like to hit on the counter like that. But breaking teams down when they sit in, such as Colorado, that's a huge test.
This is a good build-up here for Switchbacks FC. Side of the six, good opportunities. They back it in front and over the bar and out of play. Dangerous to start here. The first rush downfield and almost finding the frame there. Maben.
Well, it was a sensational run for Verlaconi. A little change of pace, takes it all the way back to the byline. And right there, you've got to expect Maben to do better. That's on the doorstep. But check this out. The flag is down. And a little stutter step. Defender dives in. He takes it all the way back. And this is exactly what you want to do. Cut it back, keep it low. Yeah. And it's up to Maben to put that at least on target or force a save from the keeper, neither of which occurred.
Here's Diop. So we're 0-0 early moments, 6 minutes in. Payeras. Not a good ball there. It'll come back the other way. Vercoloni. Off to the near side. Collected there by Burt. Defensively it'll go. Ibiaga. Good pressure from Zubak, forcing it back to the goalkeeper. Gorek will play out the far side. Good job here by Galaxy 2, checking forward right now and pressing. Potentially forcing a mistake and getting the turnover back at the top of the defensive third, and that's what they just did. Here's a ball into the area. McBean cleared back out, but it'll go back the other way. Payeras holding up the attack for the moment. They'll work it left side. Back to the top of the box it goes. Vercoloni trying to take the shot. It's blocked in front and cleared away.
Bit of a scramble back there for LA, counting themselves out of position as Payeras dives in, leaving those defenders to track back and plug those holes. A little too much space as well.
Galaxy able to clear. Zubak can't get on the end of this one. He'll come back the other way. Jordan Bird, he'll play back into midfield. Here's Kim. He's got some room, top of the center circle. He'll go left side.
And one thing that's really interesting here with the likes of Fuji into the lineup, along with Jaime Villarreal, that's pushed Covarrubias out into a wider role on the right-hand side, not where he's most comfortable.
Right.
Doesn't have that speed as a traditional winger in that truest sense of the word. More of a defensive midfielder, so we'll see
he'll
how
naturally
he
tuck in.
progresses.
Here's
It could make some room here for Nathan Smith as well on that right-hand side. We'll see.
If his personality allows for him to get up forward, right? If he wants to get forward. Sometimes they stay at home. This time he does get up the wing. Covarrubias doesn't see him, but he keeps possession. To come back for Payeras. Here's Nishanian as they reset.
Just want to keep a little bit better care of possession. It's gotten a little careless here the last 2 or 3 for Los Dos. And right there, you didn't want to give it away so cheaply. Get it under your belt, get it under your belt, knock it around, build your confidence, and go forward.
Galaxy working left side here. Vera pushes it forward. Turns out to a throw, though.
You don't know Raul Mendiola. We've seen him electrify on those wide areas. A great chance for Vera to come in and utilize his pace. That's something that Kurt Anolfo said, hey, you know, this group is young, but they've got in abundance tonight. They can get in behind, they can get wide in those areas, use those fullbacks, not necessarily with wingers in the sense of Covarrubias, but with Vera. Look for him to get a little bit further forward and supported well by Turnley.
Has to be a foul against the Galaxy. This group may be young, but they have minutes under their belt. They've been getting minutes to play and opportunities to play. So, yeah, not necessarily your big guns that are going to be used by in the U.S. Open Cup game on Tuesday, but this is a quality roster that Galaxy 2 has on the field right now.
And it's always in flux.
Yeah.
That's the situation when you're a USL team affiliated with an MLS team, because there's so much interchange between those two levels, players going up, coming down, and you know, it makes life very, very difficult for a manager to find some assemblage of familiarity.
Dangerous here as the ball gets through to Vercoloni. He's able to be cleared. Good knifing balls, and no searching balls that come into the top of the box here from Switchbacks FC right now. Burt able to play back defensively. It'll go to the far side this time. Greer. And now numbers forward, and then errant pass. So looking for a little rhythm here. We're 10 minutes in.
Now LA settling into that 4-4-2. Fuji will just drift a little farther in front of Villarreal. Certainly those two will interchange. Haven't seen them partner too much for lengthy spells in this USL campaign. They'll have to kind of feel each other out. Just trying to find that understanding, when to go, when to step, and then when to drop.
Burt with the early cross out in front. So be cleared away. Collected by Covarrubias now. He knocks it back defensively. Nathan Smith is there. He'll lift in the midfield. Jack McBean. First touch will go back the other way. So a few turnovers here right now by Galaxy 2, trying to sustain some possession.
And starting to see from Colorado Springs what we saw last week against St. Louis. They settled in well, dominated the game against St. Louis FC, but had a large share of possession. And their coaching staff, Steve Truccia, coming out and saying, hey, you know what, we're not going to have that kind of possession tonight. We're going to have to bunker back, we're going to have to defend, but they're settling in well, to be applauded. Certainly we know how difficult it is to play here, but they do like coming to Southern California. They say they feel very comfortable, they feel very confident. We'll see how it progresses.
And my understanding back home is pretty hot right now, so I'm sure they appreciate the weather here tonight. Here comes Covarrubias now. Sending towards goal to the near side, and out of play. Unfortunately, McBean had lost his footing there. And so it's a goal. Keep up to date with USL all season long by visiting the new USL.com for everything you need to know about the USL and its 29 teams. So getting back to that play, Christian, I apologize.
A decision that was forced for Covarrubias because McBean had lost his footing. In the end, really didn't have too many options. Always going to be an acute angle But we're starting to see him get a little bit more attack-minded, Covarrubias. He can take those and pick his spots.
This is a good build-up here. McBean couldn't find Covarrubias that time. Good defensive play.
Well played by Turnley. Dropping back, winning that ball, restoring order, getting possession. LA could really use a good spell right now. Just settle into the game. You know, so many teenagers out there. Butterflies are churning throughout. A lot of nervousness. It's a good test for them because this is a team in Colorado that is almost the antithesis of Los Dos right now. You know, they're not exactly an aged veteran team, but they've got stability. They don't chop and change. Come out with a basic approach, but they know each other well. They understand well. They play together well as a unit.
Switchbacks FC on possession. Nice job here by Villarreal. He'll get it back. Smith this time. Able to knock it forward. Jack cutting back. Payeras.
I think LA have settled well here in the last 5 minutes. A couple of scares as Colorado Springs were starting to get a foothold in.
Another turnover here by Turnley. That's a foul and a free kick coming up for Colorado Springs.
And Turnley knows that he shouldn't be dwelling like that. It was too casual, especially with the aggressive-minded number 4, Vercoloni, out there, the captain. He's a
take the foul
buzzsaw.
there. You take the foul and you walk away. Jordan Burt will take the restart. At least he lines it up for the moment. Suggs will come over, and maybe he'll do it. But everybody at the top of this 18-yard box here. Here's Suggs. Big rainbow towards the 6. This should be easy for Diop, and it is. You put that much air on the ball.
Yeah, real confident take from the French keeper.
Yeah.
No question about it. He's just grown in confidence, really looks the part these days. Good solid frame. And when I talked to Kurt Adolfo earlier today, tell me what impresses you about Clement Diop. And he goes, he's a fantastic athlete, we know that. He's a great shot stopper, but his decision making has improved tenfold. And that's really that last element that comes together for a keeper that sometimes, you know, you look, especially with these American keepers, doesn't come along until their late 20s,
Oh, it
early
takes time.
30s.
That's right.
It's just a matter of experience.
Yeah. And he's getting it here. He's getting it here. Leaps and bounds better than last year, and I agree with him in terms of decision making, when to come off your line, how to come off your line, what you plan on doing when you do that. I think that there's so many things that are involved in the goalkeeping position, and if your back 4 is concerned about where you're going to be and they're not sure what you're going to do, that makes all 5 players not as good. In this case, he's improved to where that entire unit is better together.
And make no mistake, Joe, his presence is vital tonight. As in Los Dos team, they haven't claimed a clean sheet or shutout going all the way back to April 30th in that win at Rio Grande Valley. But when you've got so much change amongst your defensive units, specifically in your back 4, you need a keeper not only that is assured and athletically gifted and can make those big saves. You want a guy that's going to command your defense. You want a guy that's going to organize and really help solidify and gel the defense as a whole.
Good work here by Turnley getting the ball back, able to clear it away. McBean here in the battle with Ibiaga. Turnley again. Not a very good touch there that time by Covarrubias, but the Galaxy come out with possession. They'll work it right side. Nathan Smith take up some of the space. Covarrubias needs to make the run. He'll find him. Now the cross, deflected a bit. Jack can't get on the end of it. It'll be cleared out. It'll come out to Kim. Nice job there on the part of Nishani in getting it back. Villarreal. Covarrubias trying to go wide. To Zubak, he couldn't find him. Not enough on that pass, unfortunately. And back in the midfield. This will be a foul against the Galaxy.
Yeah, a little clumsy right there from Nathan Smith. Just when Los Dos are putting together their best stuff so far of the game, it's going to be your first booking here. And, hey, tough to argue against that one for Nathan Smith. But interesting, you see Jaime Villarreal push higher up in the attack. Covarrubias drops into a central midfield role, and that opens up space for Nathan Smith on the right-hand side. And how he forms that understanding with Covarrubias, as we saw there just a moment ago, could provide a lot of service for the strikers inside the penalty area. But it does leave holes as well, and that's when Nathan Smith has to realize, hey, I can't run forward. I can't make that bombing run down that right touchline. I've got to drop back here and pay attention to the counter-attack.
Long restart comes out to Burt. He knocks it down into the box. It'll be cleared back out. Kim once again. Greer. Onto the left wing it'll go. Early cross into the area, trying to find Maben. Lost some footing there. This keeps it alive for Switchbacks FC. Another ball into the box, knocked away. Burt now on the ball. Looking dangerous around the Galaxy goal. Cleared away by Villarreal. Wrong side of Zubak, unfortunately. The Galaxy do get it back. McBean, Covarrubias. Back out to Jack McBean. Zubak making the run towards the right side. It'll come in for Villarreal, gets through him. Kept alive though. Covarrubias again. Fuji stopped his run. Check that. Yes. Here's Villarreal. He'll play onto the right side. Nate Smith. And we'll come back defensively. We'll restart again here. Nishanian finds Fuji. Good ball here on the right side. A bit short though. Good intentions though for Zubak. But Christian, you get the feeling that the Galaxy need to go back to a little bit more fundamentals, right?
You just want to see if
you
keep it on the floor, make the basic pass. You don't have to try and play that killer ball every time or go up and over the top. Possession paramount right now for LA, but this is indicative of what you'd see for such a young team, and so desperate to impress. Get a chance to run out with the first 11 with the big boys, you know, and you never know with MLS play still on break due to the Copa America. Perhaps Bruce Arena also looking in. These players know that they're aware of that, so this adds to the anticipation. A lot for these guys to prove. I've been very impressed with Nishanian, though. He's taken a nice leadership role. He stepped forward, good timing on when to step, when to drop back, able to link up with the midfield. Question is, though, can that midfield link up with the attack? And that's something that has been lacking thus far. Had some success down the flank, still need more of that.
Here's Nishanian trying to find Covarrubias.
And commentator's curse, Joe.
Yep. He did everything right, but unfortunately that pass.
It's going to take a while. It's a work in progress, and you know, it's something that's reiterated for a lot of these USL clubs affiliated with MLS teams. When you get so much change, it always is going to be a work in progress. It's never going to be perfectly fluid, with the same first 11 every week.
21 minutes in here, we're 0-0. Here's Ibiaga. He'll find Kim. Yeah, they're keeping their shape. Forcing them to go side to side. So there are good parts of what's going on here.
And some high pressure right now. Fuji stepping forward, McBean chasing those defenders, forcing them to cough it up long.
This will come ahead to Suggs now. Seth, I should say. Back to Burt. Lobs this one long towards the top of the area. Clear it out. This will be a foul and a free kick for the Galaxy.
Well won ball there from Nathan Smith. He's got to win those 1v1 battles. He rose to the occasion. Interesting switch here he's seen as Covarrubias has drifted over to this near side, and out on the right is going to be Vera, looking to just to change the complexion and add a wrinkle into that Los Dos midfield.
Payeras off the restart. He'll find Zubak. get it back. The youngster from the academy team. Nice work here on that right side. Get the left-footed ball into the area. This goes over everyone's head, but not by far. Turns out to be a goal kick here.
Some sweet feet from Ethan Zubak, who has shown that he has the technical pedigree to play at this level, especially for such a big guy, an added weapon. You don't see that too often with players of his size, but we know about his athletic ability. We know about his size and physical prowess. If he can combine the two, that technical ability and that physical stature, become quite a player. He's cut a little bit of a silent figure thus far. But the best piece of play we've seen from him tonight.
Hey, become a fan of the USL on Facebook for exclusive news and interactive content. Always something new going on there in social media. Keep an eye on the USL. Here's Maven. Vercoloni, good run here on the right side, able to get the ball top of the area. Galaxy are able to clear this out.
Vercoloni's having some success. Second time we've seen him use that burst of speed to get in behind Josh Turnley on this right-hand side and pull it back. Not enough support, though, from Colorado Springs.
And he's making good runs, though, you're right. Covarrubias coming back, dropping back in front of that defensive center backs there. It'll come near side, back out. Again, Nishanian, and they'll try again towards the right side.
And 4-4-2 morphing into a 4-3-3 going forward here for Switchbacks.
Again, Covarrubias. Galaxy would need to move this a bit quickly, a little more quicker, to get in and beyond that defense. They're making it easy right now. This long ball top of the area for McBean. A Galaxy able to keep it alive. It'll go into the corner. Smith running onto this one. Can he get the cross away? He does. Good dangerous ball out to the top of the 6, but it'll be cleared away.
Good play by Smith. Not giving up on that one, pulling it back, and the recognition from Vera to release the right back. Nearly carving open a legitimate chance for Los Dos. You're not going to be short on work ethic or, sheer determination from the likes of Nathan Smith, going all the way back to his collegiate days at UCLA.
Rodolfo giving some direction along his bench right now to his young players. Payeras in the midfield, Villarreal knocking it forward here.
This is a man that needs to get a foot on the ball.
Yes.
He can change a game. Operates just in front of that back four here. He's let Fuji push up higher, trying to link with the front two.
A work it right side, another long ball. This one in for Zubak, too long, and onto the goalkeeper, Gorick.
They look comfortable absorbing pressure on those long ball situations, Colorado Springs.
Well, I think if you're Colorado Springs, you're pretty happy with that, right?
Absolutely.
You keep on playing long balls out of midfield. We don't have to move around. We can stay in our positions, defend that way. And we talked about at the top of the broadcast, breaking down this team. Here's a nice ball in for Jack McBean. He'll get some support. On the left side it comes. Zubak gets the cross away. He'll earn a corner kick out of this. This was a good build-up for the Galaxy.
Yeah, right on cue. And we've talked about Jaime Villarreal needing to get a foot on the ball. You saw it, case in point right there. A perfectly weighted ball played up for Jack McBean, who timed his run to perfection, stayed onside, lays it off to Zubak beautifully. Zubak needs to hit that first time, put it inside the penalty box, and create havoc. Too many touches here from Zubak.
As soon as he went wide with it, that's what it allowed the defender to close him down, right?
Absolutely, but moments of promise. A great build-up play from Los Dos.
Here's the corner kick. Backside of the 6 it goes. Gorick able to get a hand on this one. It'll be cleared out. And back into midfield. Nathan Smith is there. And this one quickly, unfortunately, goes lateral. Quickly forward, finding somebody in blue would certainly keep Switchbacks FC on the defensive foot. They're able to break out now and get back into their shape. Villarreal. Nishanian. Find somebody to checked back for the ball here. Villarreal once again. He'll play ahead for Covarrubias. A little too long for him.
That's one thing we may see change. Rio Fuji trying to become the link between midfield and attack, but it's a situation where you think Jaime Villarreal just fits his skill set so well. Able to spray balls around from deep, but also closer, create more opportunities, just like right here. Closer he is to that front two, the more dangerous possibly they could become, and really set the table for those chances for McBean and Zubak.
Here's the Galaxy again. Zubak this time just plays it off the defender towards the top of the box. Cleared out, but not far enough. Villarreal keeps it alive. McBean towards goal. And out of play. A little bit of frustration right now with that front line.
You see how clever, though, Jaime Villarreal. I mean, able to dictate in that more advanced midfield role. And that allows that defense to collapse on him, opens up space for both Zubak as well as McBean.
Yeah.
Difficult situation there for McBean to capitalize on, though.
If they can get that situation worked out between the center backs and that first ball out, in other words, a midfielder showing for the ball to be able to quickly move the ball into the offensive end, then I think the Galaxy are in good shape. But if Villarreal's got to do all that work from, you know, I guess he's going to be a box-to-box midfielder tonight. But you'd like to have him closer to goal.
Yeah, the difference between the old proverbial number 8 and the number 6. You're seeing Covarrubias drift back out to the right-hand side with Vera coming back to his starting role here on the left side of midfield. And some good moments of joy early on down this left-hand side. Want to pressure those fullbacks.
Nice work here by Zubak. Good pressure, though. He almost won that ball.
Yeah, it's one thing I like about Zubak. Yeah, he's 18, but he's fearless, and he likes to go in 1v1 situations and take on opposing defenders. Such is the confidence that the young man has in his technical ability.
They'll work it left side this time, Switchbacks FC, and of course they had the better part of the first 15 minutes, and now it's balanced out a bit. Galaxy 2 has had a good run of play so far the last 4 or 5 minutes for sure. 29th minute, we're 0-0.
Well, this is how we expected this one to develop right now. LA dictating, dominating shares of possession. Want to create more clear-cut chances.
Haven't tested the goal yet, though. Here's Nishanian. All the way back to Diop. He was busy in that first quarter hour. Did not have to make a save, but there was some havoc around his 6-yard box for sure.
Yeah, to be expected in the situation as such with so many young and new players coming into the first 11. It's always going to be a little bit frenetic. Butterflies out there. They've settled into a groove.
It's good by McBean. Fuji back in for McBean. Can he get on the end of it? Gorick does a good job coming off his line quickly and pulling that one down.
A good link-up play between McBean, who was just hindered, a little tug on the shirt, referee letting it play on. You just wonder if it was going to be Fuji letting loose, because he's shown an ability to score goals from long range, such as we saw with that beauty against Arizona United a few weeks ago.
Here's Nishania now. And this is where I'd like to see a little quicker decisions, right, with the ball. Because it's allowing for them to press, but really stay in their shape and go from side to side. That doesn't create any more space for you to go forward.
Yeah, possession with a purpose is the old cliche saying. LA have looked the best when they played up-tempo and quick and really shoved it right down Colorado Springs' throats when they can.
Diop all the way out of his net. Nishanian will clear it out. And that's, it's great to know that Diop can come out of his net like that. But when you have defenders there, guys, that your teammates, you have to allow them to play their positions.
It just seems to be a growing facet of the modern day goalkeeper in the modern day game. Sweeper keeper.
This will be offside against the Galaxy. Hey, follow at USL on Twitter to keep up with all things live, and all live action, I should say, during the 2016 USL season. That's at USL on Twitter.
And disappointing there from Zubak. He's got to time his run.
Yes.
Because that was a great build-up chance. Good ball, exited out of the back, trying to catch them in transition.
I agree. That's a
Something you
learning
expect-
moment right there.
It's exactly. You see that a lot from young strikers, just trying to time their runs to get a little over exuberant and
Saw
go
that
early.
in the Euros today. We saw that.
And if you want to see the perfect example of that, watch some video of Pippo Inzaghi, the former AC Milan striker who had that down to an art form and made a long, successful career out of it.
Sure. That was a good ball over the top, almost finding Zubak there.
It's interesting. You like the varying approaches that we've seen LA able to work it around with Villarreal and showing some link-up moments, and then go up and over the top. It keeps Colorado Springs guessing, unable to get too comfortable.
Ibiaga back to his goalkeeper. This has been a good stretch for Galaxy 2 over the last 10 minutes or so. They've had the better possession. They've been creating some half chances. They've been decent around the 18-yard box. This one looks incredibly well. Jack McBean trying to find Covarrubias, making that run down the middle. Just a bit too much on that.
A great run from Covarrubias, and that ball had been on. Went in right off his forehead, and we're looking at a 1-0 ball game here. We've seen Covarrubias make these runs deep out of midfield. Check out how he times this. Gets in front of his marker. That ball just a little bit too high from McBean.
Here's Jack again on possession.
There's so much positive play here, Joe, on the build-up, but it's in that final third where it's got to get better. You just want to find that little extra spit and polish and extra bit of quality.
It's be a throw-in. Not unexpected, though, as we talked about at the top of the broadcast. This is a team that's tough to break down, that doesn't give up goals. So this is the game we expected today.
Well, there's a reason why they've got 5 clean sheets in their first 10 games. Trying to pick the lock of this Colorado Springs defense is much easier said than done.
Here's Fuji now. Ball pinballs around a bit. He'll get another chance at it. Trying to play back defensively, a bit dangerous. Nishanian's clearance not good enough. This one for Vercoloni. He's in an offside position. And possession back to LA.
LA playing with a high line. Ayeres appealing for offside and immediately got it along with Nishanian back there. He waits a half a second longer. He's in on goal in a 1v1 against Clement Diop. So play's starting to open up right now.
Yep. Villarreal will be the general right now in midfield, or the engine for this Galaxy 2 team. Needs a little more movement off the ball to help him out a bit. He has to go defensively now. Here's Villarreal knocking it forward. Over Vera, left side of the go. Turnley trying to find McBean, side of the 6. He'll usher it towards the near post, and it's saved by Gorick. And I think there is our first shot on goal. Corner kick here for Galaxy 2.
It looked to be that the move had been lost, but it was great recognition from McBean. Back to goal, able to work that quick turn on that link-up play, and nearly snuck one in past Gorick on that near post. Good reflexes, good goalkeeping in the end.
Jaime Villarreal on the corner kick here. He'll go short. Get it back out. This one on the bounce, plays it back towards the backside of the 6, and redirect towards goal is out of play. It'll be a goal kick here.
It was Payeras coming in on that back post, sailing over everyone inside the 6-yard box. And slowly but surely, it's this Los Dos attack starting to look more dangerous, more assertive. This ball across from Villarreal just a little heavy. It goes over the head of Nishani, and Payeras makes that run on that right-hand side. However, that angle is always going to be very acute, very difficult. And not exactly the bread and butter, the forte of a center half like Payeras.
Yeah, it just caught him awkwardly also. It wasn't in a situation where you can really head it, and it wasn't coming down enough to where you can get your foot on it, right? So you just get your body on the ball, and unfortunately for him, it has to go out of play.
At that point, Payeras is like, let me get this ball and keep it from sailing out, and come what may.
Here's McBean now for the Galaxy. Tries to play this one through for Zuback. Another good ball here, and you're forcing Switchbacks FC to chase back to their goal, right?
And slowly but surely it's starting to click right now. I see McBean drop deeper, Zuback go higher. It's something that Jack really likes to do. He loves to link up with other strikers. Just play withdrawn at times. It's his natural instinct.
Jaime Villarreal to the backside, knocked in front of the 6 and cleared away. More and more dangerous. Another corner kick here.
Good header across there in recognition. I believe it was Nathan Smith who came forward from that right back position, doing exactly what you should, not trying to go for the glory and go for goal himself. Knock it across the 6, have someone get onto that second ball. Another look at it, but once again, we're seeing Jaime Villarreal closer to the penalty box and dictating and spraying those balls around.
Short corner taken here. Another good ball in the area, cleared away off of Smith. Again into the box, Goran off his line this time and pulls it down.
And that was going to be difficult for him to shot in.
Yes.
The ball didn't have much pace or power on it.
Here's the counter back the other way though. Galaxy do well by getting numbers back. Kim. He'll play it out the left side. He'll come back towards midfield. Another ball into the box, cleared away.
Deep defending here
Yeah.
from Los Dos. Plenty of room just between that midfield line and the penalty box.
Nice steal here by McBean for the moment.
It's what you like about Jack McBean too. He's always willing to do the dirty work, dropping back into his own half, winning balls back, cutting out those passing lanes, winning possession.
And he's done a very good job this year.
His work rate is tremendous.
Exactly what you want to see from a young player, right? Doing everything you need to do. And there he is again, on possession. So go far side here. Zuback. Another ball top of the area. This one's dangerous in front. The shot towards goal. Gorick makes the save.
Now, first defensive miscue we've seen in the back from Colorado Springs. That second ball drops nicely for Jaime Villarreal, who wraps that left foot around. A good piece of technical skill from the Los Dos midfielder. Unfortunately, not much placement here on that final ball in from Jaime Villarreal. See it in. It's a nice trajectory there from Smith. Defender doesn't deal with it, and fortunately for the Switchbacks, team effort in the end.
Goal kick here.
He's just opening up his first half. Wears along Curtin Alpha. Happy so far, wants that clean sheet. Only 3 shutouts this season for Los Dos, an area that they've targeted for improvement. And we know from being around this business for a long time, nothing will make a coach happier when you get that shutout or clean sheet.
Another throw in here. Good chance for Vercoloni now. Opportunity for Maben, deflected by the goalkeeper, Diop. And a corner kick for Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Nice build-up. Galaxy got caught that time.
Yeah, completely disorganized and everybody out of position. It's the second time we've seen 2 golden opportunities here in the first half from Switchback. It's not well cleared. Onto it in a flash here is Vercoloni, who's been absolutely sensational. That one cut a little bit too wide. Got to give credit on the recovery from Clement Diop to make himself big and make that angle so difficult. It's a chance that Colorado Springs has to take.
As we enter the 42nd minute, everybody inside the 6-yard box trying to get in front of the keeper here. It's going to be real easy for the official, in my opinion, to call a foul off the restart.
This is a situation that makes it really difficult for Clement Diop.
Here's the ball into the area to the top of the 6, knocked away. We have some news from you from Copa America. I'm not sure that the United States is going to have to play Brazil after all. Costa Rica has defeated Colombia. The USA has won Group A.
Unbelievable. And 8 days ago, it looked as though the U.S. were going out
How
of
about
the Copa
that?
America Centenario. What a response. And Jurgen Klinsmann, once again, showing a penchant for his team being with their backs against the wall. They come up with a result, but it's hard to think when the United States last came up with 2 back-to-back great results. And that's exactly what we've seen here in the last 2 games in group stage. So U.S. men's national team to be applauded. And of course, a little feather in the cap here for LA Galaxy fans.
Yeah.
Giassi Zardes on the
Assisted
providing
him.
end
Yeah.
from the assist for Clint Dempsey today in that 1-0 win over Paraguay.
And Galaxy fans were hoping he'd have a goal. He had a chance to put one in the back of the net, but still, he'll take the assist, played well, and good for the United States. Good response to them. For them, I should say. Covarrubias. 0-0 here. Villarreal knocking it wide. Smith. Back out Fuji. Payeras. Here's Lee Nishanian. Zubak. Nice ball across the top of the area. Can he bring it down? He can't, unfortunately. Cleared away. Vera was on the end of that one. Mabin able to play this back for Seth. Back out to Mabin. On the counter back the other way. And possession to Switchbacks on this throw-in. Hey, be there when Jose Villarreal, Jack McBean, and Los Dos take on the Tulsa Roughnecks FC on Friday, June 24th at 7:30, right here at StubHub Center's Track and Field Stadium. Tickets are on sale for only $10 at lagalaxy.com. 0-0, 44th minute. Good work by Vercoloni. Able to get it across the top of the 6. He's very dangerous. He's been the best player, I think, for them.
Absolutely. He's put in the work. He's able to get in behind. Unhinged. Los Dos back 4. Unfortunately, there's chances that he has created on those hard runs haven't been taken. We saw it earlier from Mabin, who had that golden opportunity on the edge of the 6-yard box earlier in the first half, and that chance a moment ago.
Things opening up a bit here. Fuji. Trying to find Vera. Tried to go back to him, but
It's a match that I did, in all honesty, expect to be this wide open. And it's been really pleasing on the eye as we head into the final minute plus added on time. And both clubs have had their chances, just unable to take them. The best of which have really fallen to Colorado Springs.
this is a good ball for Zubak. Good defending there as well for Colorado Springs. Approaching halftime in a hurry. In fact, we are at the half as our referee points to midfield, and 45 minutes down here, Christian. Colorado Springs had the first 10 to 15 minutes, but Galaxy 2 balanced it out and created some good chances.
Yeah, and they've really started to dictate a lot of the play for the last 15 to 20 minutes towards the end of the first half, settled into a groove, asked a lot of the questions, haven't really had to find that out-and-out chances and that quality in the final third that they so want to desire. The best chances have come by way of Colorado Springs, and Vercoloni has been a thorn in that defensive side for Los Dos, especially on the left for Josh Turnley. Set up 2 good opportunities here for Switchbacks. They were unable to take it. So I don't expect too much to change as we head into the second half, but positive from Los Dos here in the first 45.
0-0 after 45 minutes. Galaxy 2 and Colorado Springs. Switchbacks FC. Halftime is next. Stay with us. Welcome back. Halftime here at StubHub Center's Track and Field Stadium. Galaxy 2 and Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC 0-0 after 45 minutes. It did turn out to be a wide open first half, a little more than we expected.
Yeah, both teams able to settle in and create some good opportunities, mainly coming from Colorado Springs on those counterattacking chances and some good runs from Vercoloni out of midfield. Los Dos dictating the flow, much more possession than we saw. That hasn't really translated, though, into too many clear-cut opportunities. They'll want to really make more of that possession. Possession with a purpose is the old saying. But some positive moments here, working the keeper a little bit more in the later stages of half number one, but they want to continue and pick up right where they left off coming up after halftime.
Let's take a look at the first half highlights. It was 0-0, but there was some pretty good action out there.
This is a great play in, and this is what we're talking about. Vercoloni able to unhinge that back four, slides right past Nishani and sets it up beautifully here, but Mabin will want to have that one back all day long. He will be ruining that missed opportunity. And then at the other end here, Joe, we saw a nice little ball played off from Jaime Villarreal and shanked by Jack McBean, but McBean was so crucial as Villarreal plays one in over that back post. Off the dead ball is Payeres, and once more, this is the other chance. It just went begging, and once again, Mabin able to get in, but LA's defense not exactly watertight there. Credit to Diop to come out and just hinder Mabin enough to send that one wide. Living a little bit dangerously back there, but all in all, good 45 minutes in LA, looking pretty good defensively.
Yeah, McBean had that other shot that actually forced Gorick to make a save at the near post that turned into the corner kick previous to the play. So the Galaxy have had some chances, not quite as clean as those that the Switchbacks FC have had through the first 45 minutes, but we are 0-0 at this moment as these teams challenge each other tonight for first place in the USL West. We come back with more of halftime after these words. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jelle van Dam from Belgium. I'm defender. They call me the machine, but probably because I like to play hard and I like to play physical. I'm not a great cook, so I can make eggs, chicken, pasta. That's it. The one with DiCaprio, like Wolf of Wall Street. I like that one. Toilet paper, sun cream, Charlize Theron. The smiling one with the tears. You know what? Jason Statham. I would go for warm apple pie and vanilla ice.
A pleasant evening in Southern California here tonight as the Galaxy 2 take on Switchbacks FC. What do you want to see here in the second half?
Well, I want to see more clear-cut chances created. I want to see what Kurt Anoffel told me he wanted to see out of his team. He knows his team can knock it around. He knows they can score goals, but against a team like Colorado Springs that like to sit deep, bunker in, and absorb pressure, that's the test. Can you play in their final third? The answer so far with LA, no. They haven't been able to do it with consistency. Now, sir, we've seen some bright, positive moments. I think one thing that's going to be key is the relationship between Rio Fuji and Jaime Villarreal. When LA have looked their most dangerous with balls over the top, it's come from Villarreal playing in that deeper role in that number 6, and also in the link-up play. He's been the key from midfield, linking up together with the attack and creating those opportunities when Los Dos, Joe, have looked their most dangerous.
Defensively, they've been a bit scary at times, dealing with that counterattack, dealing with Vercoloni. He's the first ball out for them.
Yes, indeed, and he's found himself some joy down that right-hand side of their midfield, getting in behind the Los Dos fullback, and that's led to some scrambling moments. We saw it with Nishani and Payeras, and those two haven't spent a lot of time playing together as a central defensive partnership, so that makes their job even tougher. I'm sure that's something that Kurt Onalfo is addressing during his halftime team talk. Hey, you know, we want to get forward, but remember, they are fast. They have speed on those flanks in that 4-3-3 when you see the likes of Mabin on the left-hand side and Vercoloni on the right coming from midfield. That's something they'll have to be aware of here.
How did the Galaxy get Vera involved?
Well, that's a good question. We've seen him swap flanks with the likes of Covarrubias on the right-hand side and the left-hand side. I personally thought he was a little bit more dangerous down the left, but he needs to find his space, and he just hasn't been able to find it yet. And that is going to come with longer spells of possession. The longer they have it, a player like Vera can play him in. But you want to see short passing is going to be the key for Vera. He can utilize his pace, get in behind that fullback, but we have not seen this right-hand side of this Colorado Springs defense tested too much. It's been pretty comfortable back there for Jordan Burt so far.
Now, Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC, they take on the San Antonio side on Saturday, June the 18th. That's going to be at 7:30 at Toyota Field. So that's their next match coming up, and they come into this match, as we mentioned, 7-2-1. They have been dominant, and they continue to play well defensively here tonight. So this is going to be another good match for them.
Was also, too, this is the, shall we say, the trapdoor game, because both of these two teams know they've got big U.S. Open Cup tests coming up on Tuesday. Specifically here for Colorado Springs, they got a little bit of a Colorado derby coming up as they will take on the MLS side, Colorado Rapids, on Tuesday night, and L.A. getting set for their big clash against La Máquina. So a chance for them to rotate some of their players. We may see some rotation here for Colorado Springs in the second half. Certainly expect to see more of it here for Los Dos. They're already without Sorto, Romney, as well as Jose Villarreal and Raul Mendiola, all of which have been rested ahead of that game. So expect to see some more chopping and changing, a test of these two teams' depth coming up here in the final 45.
Yeah, San Antonio coming in 2-5-4 in that match. So you think they should take care of business, but like you said, trapdoor game. You never know. Here, 0-0 after 45 minutes. All to play for in the second half. It is coming up. Stay with us.
I'm Robbie Keane. I'm from Dublin, Ireland. I call downtown Los Angeles my second home. This is LA. Robbie Keane, striker from Dublin, Ireland. Best meal I can cook is toast. Good Will Hunting is my favourite movie because Matt Damon in the movie is as clever as I am in real life.
How do you like them, Matt?
Cats. My fears was cats. I hate cats, and even to this day I've got a fear of cats. Oh, Michael Jackson all day long. Definitely. As soon as Michael Jackson beat comes on, I'm on the dance floor. Well, when I was a kid, I think every kid had a paper round, trying to get an extra few pence in the pocket. But that's the only job I had. I wouldn't call it a job really. It was like on a Saturday for 2 hours. Vanilla and chocolate. Yeah, I like a mix. Brad Pitt. I'm joking. I like Raging Waters. Me and Stevie's been there with the kids. I think we probably enjoyed it a bit more than they did. Best concert I've been to, definitely U2.
We welcome you back for the second half of our match. We are 0-0 after 45 minutes. LA Galaxy 2 against Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. teams just made their way back onto the pitch now, and they're huddled up about 40 yards away from their goal. Diop testing out his goal posts, and he'll come back out, meet with his club. He made a nice save in that first half on Mabin, who should have done better with that opportunity in front. In fact, if you're Marty Mabin, you're probably disappointed with your first 45 minutes because you had that sitter at the top of the 6-yard box and then a clear look at goal that Diop made the save.
That's a great point, Joe. And those are the two best chances for either team in the first 45 minutes. Mabin has been taking those chances throughout this season with 5 goals. He's got to do better, and those are the kind of chances when you're away from home against a team like Los Dos, who has all kinds of depth. You can't afford to miss out on them because they don't come too frequently. We look ahead here to the second half. Don't expect to see too many changes. It looks as though it's as you were with the same 22 out on the pitch.
Galaxy have broken their huddle, although Switchbacks FC are going through their pregame regimen, I guess. It's the best way to call it. Good crowd on hand here at the Track and Field Stadium. Of course, you can always come out here. It's a great night for family and friends just to hang out. It's only $10.
Food trucks.
Yes, food
tacos,
trucks are here. Yeah.
Beers, renovated stadium.
You see the future of the Galaxy on the pitch, so you see the progression of these players. So when you see them integrated potentially in the future with the first team, some along the way, who'll get a cup of coffee right now along the way, you understand where they're coming from and that they've earned themselves a great opportunity with the MLS side.
All right, we'll see how Colorado Springs approaches this. We've seen them sit back, absorb a lot of the pressure. They have looked comfortable coming forward. We saw it in the first 10 or 15 minutes, as you mentioned earlier in the first half. That 4-3-3 has sprung some leaks at times in that Los Dos defense. I'm sure that's something that Steve Tritcher was taking heed of and tried to impart upon his charges at halftime.
Well, I think for the most part, he's got to be pleased with his team, right?
Absolutely. Away from home, you've got a clean sheet against the likes of a team third place in the Western Conference. Highly talented, a lot of firepower out there. A job well done so far. They're only halfway there. Still plenty of drama left to unfold.
And our second half is now underway. It'll come out the near side. Intended that time for Gonzalez, broken up.
As a player, we really didn't hear too much from Miguel Gonzalez on the left-hand side of this Colorado Springs attack. Don't want to get him more involved.
Zubak able to play on the left side. Here's the first build-up for the Galaxy of the second half. Good defensive play to slow it down, but Vera stays on possession. Nice job there. Turnley to Vera, and that ball could have been better to be able to throw it.
It's tough for wingers in a setup such as this when you've got your fullbacks dropping so deep, not much space in behind for guys like Vera, even Covarrubias.
Offside. Offside here.
A shame for Colorado Springs. It was a great looking 1-2, but unfortunately, Mabin mistiming his run, going a bit too early.
Here's Payeras now for Galaxy 2. Diop. Nishanian will start it up again. Fuji showing, and you'll get it to him this time. Take up this space. His first ball on the right side. Be cleared away. Again, Fuji.
And we're seeing Rio Fuji playing a little bit more withdrawn. You're seeing Jaime Villarreal a little bit higher up, and that's what brought so much success for Los Dos towards the end of the first half. Villarreal able to play those balls through and set it up nicely for both Zubak and McBean.
Switchbacks FC come out with possession. Burt, long ball intended for Vercoloni, who's been staying high so far in this match. He and Mabin are staying high, of course. Gonzalez a bit the other forward, depending on how things go. Another ball into the area intended for him. This will come through 18-yard box, I should say. Cleared back out. And a throw. Suggs on the throw-in. Finds Gonzalez, able to get away from his defender. He'll try to go top of the area. Bercoloni again. Good work by Payeras. Getting this one back, and this will be a foul and free kick.
They've shown some great ability to cover for each other in the back. That time it was Smith just losing his footing, getting caught out of position, and Payeras sliding over, coming across from central defense to provide some cover for his right fullback. In turn, it was Smith able to recover and return the favor. So they're starting to read the situations well together, and that's paramount to any good back four and defensive play.
Foul call here against Villarreal. Two defenders, and Bercoloni is field. Galaxy back out. Back able to.
Absolutely spectacular night here at Greater Nevada Fields in Reno, Nevada. Getting set for a second half action day with
Is there from maybe just limiting the
Adam John. Sacramento coming out.
the ways that strikers are taken out of games.
Suggs knocks this one forward. Maben can't get on the end of it. Galaxy come out with possession. Comes up to Zuback. He plays ahead for McBean, who has to wait on it, but he does a good job of shielding the defender from the ball. McBean with the left-footed ball off the post. And it'll be cleared away. What a bullet that was from Jack. Had the goalkeeper beaten, but his best friend came up big.
That was a scud missile from Jack McBean, who had so much power, just rattling the cage behind Gorick. Found that little bit of space, thought the move had died, but credit his teammate to his left had made the run, creating space. The defenders have to sag and drop off, and just that little bit of daylight, enough for McBean, so close to his 12th. And this is the best chance he's seen from Los Dos throughout the match. And this run here on that left-hand side, and you see it's from Vera, just allowing enough space for McBean to pull the trigger an inch or two to the left, and that's a 1-0 game.
He still can't believe it. And we can't either after seeing that highlight. He had the goalkeeper completely beaten and rang that post.
You can't sing the praises of Jack McBean's work ethic enough. He spills blood for this team and nearly was rewarded for it.
All you can do is keep on working. Another ball into the area. This one, another missed opportunity for Maben there.
Yeah.
On a potential snap header.
It was going to be difficult, but a little bit too far behind. I'm not sure how much the Northern Irishman knew about that coming in. He's put himself in great positions tonight, you'd have to say. His reading of the game has been very, very good, finding those spaces, playing in between the lines and knowing when to make those runs, but it's the finishing that has just let him down.
Him and Vercoloni have made good runs throughout the night for Switchbacks FC. McBean trying to get on the end of this goal kick. Gonzalez can't clear, it'll come loose. Galaxy have it again. Jack Up the wing, Covarrubias tries to win on the end of this one, cannot. It'll be cleared back out. Mabin. Nice work here by Smith, getting it back for the Galaxy. Fuji gets away from one defender in Kim. He'll take it down the middle of the park. He'll find Zubak, left side there. Zubak working on one defender. He attracts the second. Right-footed ball towards goal, over the bar.
Now, excellent all the way around. From the ball one from Smith at right back to the sweet feet of Rio Fuji to release Zubak. And once again, perhaps dwelling on it a touch too long, but his technical ability, able to create this chance in a 1v1 situation here as the defender lays off of him because he knows he can blow by him, cuts it back here onto that right foot. And defender just diving in at the last minute and perhaps hindering it just enough as Zubak sends it off target. But once again, the build-up play to be applauded. And coming out of the back, it was nearly flawless from Los Dos.
Good work here by McBean to get it back. Fuji trying to find Covarrubias, he can't. To be cleared away. Gonzalez gets it from Argueta. Argueta again on possession. It'll go out over the far side touch, throw it. Quickly taken. Here's Vercoloni. Gets the cross towards the top of the box. And Galaxy blue shirts are there.
And Vercoloni's just got to hold that up and wait for support for Colorado Springs. Didn't have too many options there. And a chance to really take the sting out of Los Dos, who have their tails up, as they say, on the hunt, smelling blood in the water, going through a great spell. If you're Colorado Springs, you just want to hold possession up, take a little bit of the sting out of this approach.
Possession here, Galaxy. Zubak finds Villarreal. He'll spray towards the left side. McBean able to get on the end of the second ball. He'll go left wing. Now Zubak, 30 yards in, finding McBean in the area. McBean trying to go towards his left, towards goal, over the bar and out of play. Creating a shot for himself, bad angle, but still very dangerous.
And once again, it's the link-up play between Zubak and McBean that's been really superb at times tonight. They're starting to click more and more as time wears on. McBean setting it up moments ago, and then Zubak playing the role of provider, sliding it through a perfectly weighted ball. Defense has to come out, and in a 1v1 situation, this is what you want if you're Jack McBean. That's a real tough angle. Perhaps putting it back on his right foot and dropping off a bit might have created a little bit better vantage point for him to capitalize.
Hey, check out @USL on Instagram to see match highlights and action shots from games around the USL.
Yeah. A case of everything but the goal, Joe.
Yeah.
But it's the hardest thing to do in this game. It's easy to hold possession and knock it around, but to do it in that final third when it counts and counts most is so difficult. But they're growing in stature, they're growing in confidence, and Los Dos settling into this game with each and every minute.
Here's Vercoloni now for Switchbacks FC. Argueta. They'll go right side. Good ball here for Mabin. This is dangerous. Nice job defensively.
Is Payeras in that 1v1 situation, and he got his angles absolutely perfect. Took that inside channel, paid the price for it there because Mabin takes that first time. It was a wonderfully weighted ball set in for the Northern Irish striker. I have to say, though, individual defending has been absolutely fantastic tonight for Los Dos, able to recover, and they put themselves into precarious situations.
This corner will come from the right side now. It's going to bend in towards goal on the left-footed ball.
This is a real interesting approach, just packing that box full of bodies, making it tough for the keeper.
Here's the restart. Another ball into the 6. Diop can't get on the end of it. And it'll be cleared away. And a foul in the area there.
Well, Los Angeles dodging a big bullet there as Diop came after it, came out to claim it, but misjudged it just a bit as it sailed over his head. And unfortunately for Colorado Springs, they don't have anybody coming in on this back post, making that run deep. It just sails over everybody.
But he got pushed from behind. And that's the one thing. Okay, it's great to load up the 6-yard box, but it's going to be very easy for the center referee to call a foul on a play like that,
And
because they normally protect the goalkeeper.
Absolutely. It turns into a mosh pit of sorts.
Here's a foul on Maben and a yellow card.
A little bit of a shove in the back there
Yeah.
from Marty Maben. That perhaps a sign of growing frustration. He knows he squandered 2 opportunities in the first half and found himself in an advantageous situations moment ago, 1v1 against Payeres, and lost that individual battle. He's been problematic though.
Here's Villarreal now as play continues. 60th minute now. 0-0 between these clubs. Villarreal. Nishanian. Off the square to cross. And we'll restart again. Trying to go direct this time, looking for McBean. Second ball coming out towards the top. Zubak able to get on the end of it here. Covarrubias.
Yeah, Joe, we've seen a lot of players lose their footing here tonight. And we're doing some heavy watering before, and that might be playing a factor, might be playing a role.
This looks good here now for Colorado Springs. Maben taken off the ball by Payeres. Over touching there. Vercoloni was calling for it.
It's the same thing as we were just discussing moments ago. There's that backtracking and that ability to recover in individual situations. Payeres has done it time and time again this evening.
Galaxy 2 close to making a substitution here. It looks like Kurt Arnolfo is about ready to do that, with Rebellon coming on.
Well, Rebellon will take up a role usually in the center of the park, but it's Vera who's going to come off here. And unfortunately for Vera, just couldn't integrate himself.
It's a little bit better in the second half than it was the first, I thought.
And just not enough touches, couldn't become a threat, but it's always asking a lot, as I said, of a youngster. Part of this big rotation policy ahead of that big game against La Máquina in the U.S. Open Cup. And with a team like Colorado Springs that sits back, it makes it all that much more difficult. It was interesting to see how Rebellon will slot in here and if it will change the shape for Kurt Arnolfo and Los Dos.
It's be a throw here for Galaxy. Switchbacks about to make their first sub here in a moment. Hey, Nike is a proud partner of the USL. Follow @Nike on Twitter for all the latest Nike information.
Well, it's going to be.
Maben is out. That's a surprise.
Well, I'm not surprised here because it just hasn't worked for him tonight. He's given it every bit that he's got, but it just hasn't found the finishing end. And I think this is a good move here. Now we're in a chance to let someone else run out, get a chance here with a half an hour and get some minutes under their belt, get integrated into the game. So we'll see how the likes of Aaron King will progress. Has a big, strong frame, may provide a little bit more of a direct threat. May provide a little bit more hold-up play and allow Colorado to just dig themselves a little bit more possession out of this LA team.
This will be a throw in here for Colorado Switchbacks. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Covarrubias will get it back. Smith will knock this forward. Trying to find Zubak. Could have been a foul there. And he'll get the foul. Free kick. So restart just inside the touchline here. Covarrubias wants to take it, although Jaime Villarreal is there to convince him that he should take it instead.
This is Jaime's bread and butter.
Yeah.
He's got that cultured right foot, and he can put in a ball. We've seen it tonight. And playing some of the best soccer we've seen him at the USL level.
Good opportunity here for Galaxy 2 off this set piece, 0-0. Villarreal knocks into the area. Out comes the goalkeeper, Gorick, able to box it away. The shot towards goal on the rebound. Out of play. Goal kick.
Well, keeper came for it.
Yep.
Couldn't quite clear it enough to get it past Fuji, who fancied his chances. It wasn't really on his preferred right foot, on his weaker left foot, and it showed right there. Second balls like that, providing a good opportunity for Los Dos. Look here, and this ball is fantastic. Pulls the keeper out. He does respond well, gets 2 fists to it, only as far as Fuji, and unfortunately for LA, just got that one all wrong. But
Goal kick taken. This will come ahead for King. He'll work into the corner. Good job on the slide tackle there by Nishanian. He cleared away. Here's Rebellon.
so no shift in the attack and the tactical approach here from Cardinalfo, as Rebellon has just taken up a role on the left-hand side like Vera.
Good run here by Zubak. Nice ball on the right side. It goes. Covarrubias knocks it back for McBean. Too much on that one and cleared away. Good idea, though.
Good idea, but was perhaps a little over elaborate. You want to see Covarrubias test the goalkeeper, maybe take that one first time.
Here come the Galaxy again. Another good ball from distance, and this one right on Goric. Off the foot of Villarreal.
They're starting to click right now, and Jaime Villarreal finding that space in between the lines. His movement able to free up just enough space to test the keeper. 2 great chances back-to-back in this space of 1 minute, space of 30 seconds for Los Dos. Let's take a look at it again. Cuts it in on that right-hand foot, just the smallest bit of space between midfield and defense. In the end, oh, life pretty easy for Goric back there. They're starting to work Goric a little bit more as this one wears on.
Here's Gonzalez. It'll be cleared out, throw in. Looking more and more dangerous as the night progresses here, just inside the 67th minute. Suggs with this throw in. Tries to go near side of the box. That'll be knocked away. Another throw. And here's Seth.
Yeah.
And he'll wind it up from 10 yards out.
He's got a long one on him. Long throw.
Top of the 6 it'll go. Cleared away. McBean able to usher into it towards midfield. Zubak can't get on the end of it. Ibiaga. He'll play long. This will come back for Diop. Easy for him.
Just hold it up. Take some time. Reassess.
No need to rush it.
Well, they're controlling this game. They're asking the questions. They're pushing all the right buttons, as they say. It's been everything but the goal.
Rebellon checking back to find the game. He'll switch over to the near side. Smith knocks this one back. Covarrubias able to keep it in play. McBean to Smith, and again forward.
And that's where Nathan Smith has to make a beeline for the byline. He lays that one off, makes a run. It'll take defenders with him, open up space for McBean, and give him the option to lay it off for Smith and reward him for that run, or turn inside where space is created.
This ball able to stay in play. Vercoloni runs underneath it. He'll play it in towards the spot. Cleared away. This will be a foul, though. Foul against the Galaxy. A good restart opportunity here. Handball called against the Galaxy.
Rebellon's arguing his case here. Didn't appear to be too much in it. Regardless, it's a real advantageous spot in the field. It's going to put LA in some hot water just on the edge of the box towards the corner. And these are the situations where it does favor a left footer. You can cut it over to that near post, or someone making that run on the far, just drifting out. Looks as though that's where King's going to try and make his run.
Suggs will take the restart. 2-man wall set up by Galaxy 2. Waiting on the referee's go ahead here. We are 0-0, 69th minute. Suggs plays into the area. The rebound is over the end line. Corner kick.
Had to be pleased with Los Dos' set piece defending in that situation if you're Curtin Alpha. Another look. Not a lot of pace on this ball. Rising up once again is Payeras in the center of that defense. I think he's been fantastic tonight.
Here's the corner. Backside of the 6 again, this time trying to find King. Diop trying to clear away, gets a little help here from Zubak into midfield. Rebellon runs underneath this ball, trying to spring the counterattack. This is a good ball to the right side. Zubak will run underneath it, has it now, plays it back out. Covarrubias, his cross over the top of Villarreal. He'll get a second chance at this ball, but a foul in the area against the Galaxy.
And disappointing in the end. Able to counter, get in behind. Looked as though it may have been lost. Great ball out, you'd have to say, from Rebellon. Play it over for Zubak, who hit it over back to Villarreal, who put it in first time. Symptomatic of the way things have gone in that final third so far. They'll try and fine-tune it here with just 20 minutes left.
End-to-end action, though, here at the Track and Field Stadium at StubHub Center tonight. Here's Switchbacks FC. King trying to get a handle on this one. Gonzalez does, though. Gonzalez, it'll come out to Seth. His shot over the bar and out of play. That was dangerous as well. Hey, all USL matches are available live, free and in HD on YouTube. Follow the action on the USL YouTube channel.
Well, Los Dos unable to get a convincing clear. That second ball falling fortuitously for Mike Seth. He's been a pretty quiet figure. So here's where we're going to see another change in midfield. Fuji is off and Adonis Amaya is going to come on. And this may change things up here for Curtin Alpha. We'll see how Amaya slots in, Joe.
Rebellon goes to the right side. It looks like Amaya goes to the left. And here's the restart. Galaxy have it. Covarrubias drops into the defensive role, defensive midfielder's role, the number 6, right?
And he'll really like that because that's where he's more comfortable. And allow Jaime Villarreal to play farther up.
Good work again by Nishanian. Able to clear this one away, but Switchbacks FC on possession. Suggs. Plays it back out. Argueda's pass broken up. Ahead it comes to McBean. Trying to let it go for Zubak. He gets the foul and a free kick. Good idea again by Jack McBean. He sees 2 and 3 steps ahead of the game, which is incredible now for a young guy. I know he's been with the Galaxy for a good stretch of time, but he's 21 years old.
Absolutely, and his understanding, know when to drop, when to make those runs, when to flare out wide, when to play on the last shoulder. And that's why Curtin Alpha, this man, was singing his praises to me just before the game. He's grown in stature, both on and off the field. That's why he's been handed the armband as well, Joe.
Covarrubias on the restart. Cleared out. Here's Villarreal. Smith back out. Covarrubias again. Another ball towards the top of the area. Finds Payeras, but he can't get enough of it to keep it in play. This will be a goal kick for Colorado Springs.
And at one point, frustration just starts to set in. Los Dos doing everything right thus far. They've controlled this game. They've been the better team. Albeit conceding some quality chances to Colorado Springs. Don't want to get too confident going forward and leave those holes at the back, however.
This will be possession here to Colorado Springs, at least for the moment.
Good play from Gonzalez.
Here's Vercoloni. Chased there by Nishanian. Vercoloni still on possession. Plays it down low in front of the 6. He found his own player. Players are down. 2 players are down here. Diop is calling for the referee to stop the match, but we continue as the players get up. We're all right. Suggs working the left side this time. His cross. He'll earn a corner kick out of it.
Brilliant work once again from Luke Vercoloni, the Colorado Springs captain, utilizing his change of pace, his initial acceleration to get in behind the defense and wreak havoc.
Players down again in the box for the moment. Took a pretty good collision there.
And the Shawnian player just shaken up, I believe.
And this time, not quite the same lineup into the 6-yard box for Switchbacks. The corner comes near side, cleared away. Good work again, though, keeping possession for Coloni. He'll play it through the 6. It'll go far side and cleared for a goal kick. Deflected it out.
Well, a case of man marking there on that corner kick, and good coverage on the near post from Los Dos to deny any ball getting through. Impressive their set piece defending. They haven't been required to do a lot of it, but when they have, they've been very sharp and not conceding too many quality chances for the Switchbacks.
Here's Diop. McBean lets it drop. It'll be cleared back out. Gonzalez. It's ushered forward here for King. He'll collect it along the near side. Working on Payeras as well as Rebellon. Vercoloni, who drops in more towards central for this club at this moment. Suggs now. Again, Vercoloni. Back out it'll go. Kim on his right foot. Tried to switch it. Seth this time. Again to the wing. Suggs towards the 6-yard box and right on the keeper.
Yep, they're asking the questions right now. Good little spell this from the visitors. The last 5 minutes, putting together some good moves and giving the goalkeeper in that Los Dos defense plenty to think about.
That was the best little sequence of passes they had for quite some time. They've been very direct throughout the game. This is one of the few times we've seen them up front knock the ball around and then create the chance.
And a lot of it is due to the energy and the work rate of Luke Vercoloni, who's been fantastic for them.
Rebellon.
King coming in has also inspired the attack as well.
Villarreal able to knock this one through for Zubak. It comes out. Jack can't get on the end of it. Cleared away. Nishanian. Covarrubias will take up the space. This is good by Alejandro. He'll get it back. Again, Nishanian, and he's got some room. Adonis Amaya. They're dropping back in a big way right now, Colorado Springs. This through ball, too much on it for Rebellon.
Ill-advised, and Amaya knows it. The idea was there, but much too heavy from Amaya. Just trying to make something out of nothing there, and that's where patience really needs to be a virtue. You don't need to play that killer ball through every time. Knock it around, keep possession, find those openings. Especially at this point of the game here, Joe, where the Switchbacks are starting to have a little bit better of it.
And I was just commenting on the fact that they've dropped everybody back. So being patient is going to be the most important thing right now. And again, numbers all the way back. One forward high in King. Smith on the near side now. Trying to work a give and go with Rebellon. It'll be a throw-in.
That's better, though, from Nathan Smith to recognize, hey, I'll lay it off to Rebellon and make that run, stretch that left back and make him drop off and create space for Rebellon.
Here's Rebellon again. Back out, go ahead.
They don't want to be lulled into this false sense of complacency because they're dominating possession here. They want to keep the tempo, keep the energy up. That's when they've been at their best. That's when they've unsettled Colorado Springs.
Covarrubias over the top. McBean trying to get on the end of it. Good job by Gorick off his line. Quickly out, lets out the near side. Here's Gonzalez. On the counterattack, Rebellon gets back in time to clear it out. Good work by him. Nice clearance there. That could have been a foul. No foul, says the referee. As Villarreal took a pretty good knock.
The referee got a good look at it, and he's waved play on, even though Jaime Villarreal can't continue for the time being. Didn't look to be much in that challenge, Joe, but certainly it's gotten the better of Jaime.
Well, I think he got a pretty good body on him as he was trying to get into that ball, and all of a sudden, he abruptly was taken out. Now, yeah, nobody slid into him or slid in from behind or anything like that, but
it's a culmination.
Got him pretty good.
A culmination of those knocks over the space of 80 minutes, too. They start to take their toll.
Looks like he's going to be okay. Play will continue here as we enter the 80th minute. Zero-zero. Both clubs have had good looks. I would say the visitors have had better looks. But that's where we stand right now. 0-0 here in the final 10 minutes of this contest. And
you know, it's not all about who dominates possession, who has the better of it over the course of 90 minutes. It's who takes their chances, who creates the more quality chances. You look no farther than what we saw earlier today. For those of you that watched Euro 2016, England v. Russia. England all over Russia, but they managed to sneak one out in stoppage time and break English hearts. Apologies to you English viewers out there, but what else is new?
but I was about to say they're used to. They should be used to it by now.
Exactly. But it seems to be all too frequently in the case of the Three Lions. That's the way the cookie crumbles for them, and taking a point from a game in which they had three has got to be very disheartening. But it illustrates the point where you could be the better team. You can have more possession. You can ask the right questions, but if you don't take your chances when they present themselves to you, you can come out on the short end of the stick.
Here's Suggs, able to play top of the box. Gercoloni, that hand is supposed to stay in your pocket, my friend.
He nearly got away with it.
Hey, be there when Jose Villarreal, Jack McBean, and Los Dos take on the Tulsa Roughnecks FC Friday, June 24th, 7:30. Right here at StubHub Center's Track and Field Stadium. Tickets are on sale for only $10 at LAGalaxy.com.
Looking forward to that one. Should be very, very good. Tulsa having a tough time.
It's great to see all these old NASL names rekindled.
Be great to see some of those old NASL 70s uniforms make a comeback as well.
I'm not so sure. They can't be any worse than the '96 MLS uniforms.
I miss the tassels on the shoulders.
There you go. The tassels from the old Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Absolutely. Those are genius. Thomas Rongen running around with Michael Jackson tassels on his shoulders. What more could you ask for?
There you go. This will be a goal kick here. Now this is going to be difficult. They've left a lot of energy out on the field. They've worked hard, both of these clubs.
Absolutely.
Questions now are who has enough to keep it mentally and physically together to get that extra chance and to find the back of the net. They haven't been able to do it yet.
Yeah, and I know the pressure right now is on Los Dos because Colorado Springs will be happy taking a point here on the road. And that's their approach right now. If they walk out of here with a 0-0, you get a clean sheet, you take a point on the road, you say thank you very much and move on to the next one.
And listen, for a road team, they've played well. This is exactly what you want to see from the road team. They have not sat back and bunkered in and tried to get the point. They've executed well. The counterattacks, they've been stout defensively, and their counterattacks have been dangerous.
They mixed it up very well, I think, tonight. We've seen times where they've absorbed the pressure.
Yeah.
Been dangerous on the counterattack, and that's actually reaped their best opportunities and best looks in front of goal. But they haven't entirely done that. They've mixed it up. They've come out of their shell, asked some questions of their own.
Another ball in for King. This will be cleared away. Gercoloni, good work there by Amaya getting it back. Villarreal. Finds Turnley again. Villarreal. He'll need some help here, being held up a bit. Able to push it forward. Can't find McBean. Second ball won by Amaya. Ahead it goes this time for Zubak. Still has possession. Good work by the youngster. He'll put it on his right foot now. Sends into the area a bit high. It'll be cleared away for a moment. Now McBean settled to his right and broken up.
Oh, I thought he was going to volley that off the left foot for a moment, Joe. That
Almost.
would have been something spectacular, and a striker in form such as McBean, you wouldn't put it past him. Just trying to drag it back and put it on that right. And
Yeah.
that allows the defense ample time to recover and close.
Suggs with a throw in here now for Switchbacks FC. It'll come back to Payeras. He'll knock it forward. Argueta. Ibiaga, he'll go to right side. Burt. We saw him going up the wing in the first half. He's been staying at home in the second half.
He's not one of those attack-minded Danny Alves types,
No.
is he? Likes to stay home, defend first, defender. Not exactly the modern-day type of fullback.
True. Which is part of the requirement now to be able to get forward and get crosses in.
It's so interesting that those very defensive approaches and tactical setups, specifically we see with the Italian national team, they like their fullbacks to really operate as wingbacks.
Here's Suggs. Wants the foul, he's going to get the foul. This is going to be a very good opportunity here.
This could be telling.
Yep.
It's a mistake from Smith to dive in and commit this. Losing the 1v1 battle, and this is going to put Los Dos in a slightly precarious situation and a wonderful opportunity on the dead balls. And they're going to bring up the tall timber. Jarvis Greer has come forward from central defense. And keep your eye on number 3, Christian Ibiaga. He could be one of the weapons of choice. They'll need a good delivery from Suggs, though.
Referee gives the go-ahead. Here's Suggs, left-footed ball chipping towards the backside of the 6. It's knocked down. It'll be cleared away by Zubak. He'll take it towards the far side. Galaxy trying to break out, but Switchbacks FC doing a great job of getting their numbers back in the midfield defensively. As this ball comes across and out of play, this will be a throw-in for Colorado Springs. Another substitution coming up here. So Gonzalez is done. So Nate Robinson comes on.
And it's going to be like for like. He'll take up that role that Gonzalez had on the left-hand side. Disappointing shift, you'd have to say, for Gonzalez, who's been so effective utilizing his pace, but unable to flourish this evening. Not a lot of time, though, for Robinson to have an effect.
Rebellon working hard to keep possession here and shake the foul, and he does. Here's Amaya. It'll go back, Turnley. Work the right side again, Covarrubias. He's able to play it long. Rebellon making a good run here. He lost his footing as the ball chipped back on him. Again, Covarrubias. That was a nice pass by Covarrubias. It just took a bad bounce. Smith plays up the wing. McBean on the run to catch up to this one. He will collect it right near the corner. His cross towards the near side of the 6. That looked dangerous in front. Couldn't get on the end of it. Zubak, unfortunately, that time.
Some tired legs out there, and McBean making a run to the byline in the 89th minute. You can only applaud his effort.
Villarreal here. Finding McBean once again. Working on his defender. Jack still has the side of the 6. Goes to goal. It's bouncing around that 6-yard box. And it's cleared out now for a goal kick.
And Jack McBean saying, what do I have to do to get a break and buy a goal? He's had chances. He did everything right. He's made all the right decisions and pulled all the right strings. Doesn't really have the rub of the green or the luck of the bounce here in front of goal. He puts it into a dangerous spot, forces the keeper to make the save. It's not convincingly cleared. Unfortunately, Los Dos unable to react in time and put in that second ball. You can tell they're gassed, though. They're tough. I mean, they're feeling it right now.
And Zubak down on one knee here, getting attended to. Looks like another substitution will be occurring here for Kurt Onalfo's side in the closing moments of this one. I imagine we'll have at least 3 minutes of added time here.
We'll see. I mean, it's been a real lively work rate for both Zubak as well as Jack McBean, who have really put in a good shift. So we're going to see AJ Vergara come in, replacing Zubak as we move into the final minute. So it's going to be big man, little man up top with, it looks as though Vergara playing a little bit farther behind Jack McBean in a similar role to what we saw from Zubak, but certainly going to bring different characteristics to this.
Go do something special. Was probably the direction at that point.
That's
with about 3 minutes to go, maybe.
Absolutely. That's when you're Kurt Onalfo. You give him a pat behind the head, says, go win me this game right now.
That's right. 3 minutes of added time coming up.
Be a hero.
Suggs with this throw-in. Heavy touch there. Comes out to Rebellon. He'll play ahead, trying to find McBean. Cleared out. This will be a throw-in for the Galaxy. After walking back towards midfield, now a play back. Smith. Back to Payeras. Come back the other way. Argueta able to play it forward for Coloni. Robinson. In for King. Cleared away. Argueta one more time. Good work here by the Galaxy, forcing the ball back.
Some urgency right now from Los Dos. They want all 3 points. They don't want to settle for a share of the spoils, that's for sure. And they shouldn't.
Got to go for it here at home. Certainly, you're trailing this team right now in the conference. A nice feather in your cap to take over first place after the night, right?
Absolutely, and that will suit Colorado Springs just fine. They will keep their hold on first place. A draw will mean that Los Dos will actually move into a tie for second place, overtaking Vancouver Whitecaps too on goal differential. But of course we know Vancouver Whitecaps in action tomorrow against Swope Park Rangers at home.
Be a foul, free kick. Trying to find this rhythm when you're exhausted. The opposing team is looking to slow things down as much as possible.
Absolutely, no hurry to get this one underway. And this is when any team, any 11 will look for a little more inspiration from the stands, from their supporters, just to get them over the line.
Here's the restart. Another long ball flighted into the penalty area, knocked out.
These last 2 set-piece deliveries have been in question, Joe, from Colorado Springs.
Well, you try to wonder what the method of the madness is, why this ball this way. This is good for McBean. It skips away from him, but he'll run it down. He'll get some help with numbers into the area. McBean still on it, onto his right foot. Covarrubias trailing on the play. Alejandro lost his footing, and back out it'll go the other way here. This will be a foul against the Galaxy. This will be a card. Rebellon picks up a yellow card there, the old tactical foul, or if you're from my era, the professional foul.
There you go. There's all kinds of names for it now. The tactical foul.
We know it's tactical. That's why he did it.
Second booking for Los Dos. Second booking of the season for Rebellon. No question about it. Just getting his feet tangled. Perhaps in the end, a good one to take, stemming the counterattack.
Another ball into the area on the restart, redirected towards goal. Diop pulls it down right at the goal line.
Nervous, nervous, nervous. Greer gets ahead to it, sends it goalward, but not enough to beat Clement Diop. And in the end,
kick.
LA don't concede, and neither do Colorado Springs.
0-0 after 90 minutes of this one. McBean a bit disappointed, but also put in a very good 90 minutes for this Galaxy side. They share the points on this evening. We'll come back to wrap it up after these.
tight when it's cold. You'll be the only one, 'cause in your arms I feel at home. Give me a reason. Give me a reason. Don't wanna be alone, so I never, never let you go. In the rain, or in the snow, I never, never let you go. Sometimes I watch you go, I stare at you for way too long. Right now, my darkest nights light me up when the sun is gone. You'll be the only one, hug me tight, tight when it's cold. You'll be the only one, 'cause in your arms I feel at home. Give me a reason. Give me a reason. Don't wanna be alone, so I never, never let you go. In the rain or in the snow, I never, never let you go. Whether we run away, love me now or love me right. Whether we run away, it's not hard to make it right. Two souls together, one love forever. Whether we run away, never let you go. Never let you go.
We welcome you back to this track and field stadium at StubHub Center. 0-0 the final score of this one. It did not go without entertaining highlights. Both teams had their chances, Christian.
Absolutely, and the best of which came in the first half for Colorado Switchbacks FC. Let's take a look back at some of the moments. This was way back in the first half. Vercolone was an absolute nuisance for this LA defense. Sets it up for Macon, but he couldn't take his chance, and he had several good looks. LA once again pinned back. Vercolone sets it up, and once again, Macon sends it wide. Credit to Diop, who came out and really cut down the angle, made life difficult. Second half, though, LA would be a little bit better out of the gates. Wonderful opportunity as McBean with a thunderous crash off the post. And then more movement coming forward on the left-hand side. This time, Vera starts it off, and it sits up for Zubak. However, his attempt off target. LA just weren't polished enough in that final third to capitalize. And then another chance for McBean on a real tough angle off his weaker left foot. And we wrap it up with McBean trying to play the role of provider. His work ethic was there. The possession was there, but unfortunately the quality in the final third tonight just wasn't for Los Dos.
Having said that, though, you come away from this match, and you talked about at the top of the broadcast, the Galaxy making plenty of changes because of players that are being pulled back for the upcoming U.S. Open Cup game on Tuesday. And I thought it was a very good performance, to tell you the truth. Certainly you want to see him score goals, but considering the team that was coming in, I thought they played well.
Absolutely. It was a great test. Kurt Analfo was looking forward to this test. And, you know, they didn't have Sorto. They didn't have Romney. They didn't have Jose Villarreal, as well as Raul Mendiola. And he was looking forward to this. He wanted to see what he was going to get from his young guys, because all too often what you see from the training field and these young players doesn't always translate to the pitch. I think it was a positive performance, namely in the center of defense. Payeras and Nishani, sure, they were stretched and pulled out of position, but their ability to read off each other, but more importantly, able to recover in those 1v1 situations was outstanding. I thought Payeras had a man-of-the-match performance tonight for Los Dos, so some positives here, a lot of positives for LA. They found some good movement out of midfield. Rio Fuji looking good in a deeper role at times. Jaime Villarreal, we know how good he can be deep as well as more advanced, and this just creates more problems for Kurt Analfo, but good problems to have. You get more depth and more opportunity for these youngsters. It just makes Los Dos stronger and stronger.
And if you're Colorado Springs, hey, it's another goose egg there. That's the 6th one of the year.
Yeah, but you get a clean sheet
Yep.
on the road. You have 6 clean sheets out of 11 games. You come in against the number 3 team in the Western Conference. This is a real big feather in the cap here for Switchbacks FC. I thought they defended well throughout large stretches of this game, and they were very dangerous on the counter. A little bit sharper in the final third, and we're looking at a different score.
That's very true. A reminder, Los Dos take on the Tulsa Roughnecks FC Friday, June 24th at 7:30 at StubHub Center's Track and Field Stadium. We hope to see you here. Tickets are only $10 at lagalaxy.com. And so with that, we'll put a bow on this one. These clubs will share the points tonight. For Christian Miles, Joe Citino saying so long from StubHub Center's Track and Field Stadium. LA Galaxy 2-0. Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC 0. Good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent from the United Soccer League.